Attention friends, this video might help you to select or reject Dharma as your residency branch during your acute confusional state of post-exam results good rank syndrome. So do watch this video till the end to get a clear-cut idea about the dermatology subject to make an informed decision after I give my detailed review about the dermatology subject. So welcome friends, myself Dr. Madhyan Srinivas, certified dermatologist from India, discussing derma-related topics in my YouTube channel. I have done diploma in dermatology and I have done DNB. So I have a clear-cut idea how the corporate setup works, and I also have an idea how the DNB in a government medical college looks like. So I must say that I am thankful to my HODs of JSS, Dr. Jaydev Bhatkar, Dr. Veerana sir. So under their guidance I was able to learn so much a lot of in dermatology, and also I will be thankful to Hindu Hospital and also my HOD Dr. VK Khurana sir. So thank you so much. So with that, let us delve into the actual topic. So why am I making this video is my vision and mission are to help out the students all over the world, so to take any sort of decision regarding dermatology subject. I do have the Telegram, Instagram, and also this YouTube channel, so you can check out the links in the description to join all these groups, and also my Telegram, Instagram account. So I will be posting some important stuff related to dermatology every day. So basically, coming to the video proper, so dermatology subject. So this is a specialty which is not known much to the MBBS students. Why? Because during the postings you might skip some of the postings, or you might not have been attended all the days which were allotted for you in dermatology subject. So I will explain you what is this subject going to give you, and what is the subject expecting from you. So both of these are there in this subject. So let us see one by one in the upcoming slides. And also in this I will try to share my perspective and experiences during my diploma and DNB. I was fortunate to do both in a private setup and also in a government medical college. Okay, and ultimately you are the one who have to select the branch, and after watching this video till the end you will be in a position to take the proper decision. And I will try to help you after your busy preparation session for the PG exam. Definitely you will be so much tired, and you need some information regarding the subject. So that's what I will try to provide in this. And why? Because selection of a subject according to me is even more important than reading for the examination. Why? Because it is going to be the lifelong companion to you. That's the reason why you should select your branch safely. You cannot change your branch if you take MD, MS or DNB unless and until you take a diploma where you stand a chance to take another subject. But if you take up MD, MS or DNB, you can't change your subject till the last breath. Okay. So I want all of you to have a companionship with your subject, as given in as depicted in this first scenario, whereby it is going to be a happy relationship, but not like this which I am showing you in the second picture. Okay, so your subject of choice should help you to stay happy till your last breath. So why is it very important, especially in dermatology subject, is because you have read 19 subject, revised, wrote the exam, secured awesome rank beyond your wildest dreams. If you have secured a great rank, then you are at fix. Why? Because I have seen some students who thought that they will get some rank, they will take some seat like medicine, surgery, whatever it is, depending upon their interest. Suddenly they get a great rank, and now they are thinking, oh my god, whether I should take radiology or whether I should take dermatology. Why? Because it is herd mentality. Everybody thinks that the top rankers must take dermatology or radiology. So I will try to burst some of the myths, and also try to help you give some information regarding what is this herd mentality, right or wrong. Okay. And also there might be another possibility that you may be in confusion, you may be in fix right now. Why? Because you have not attended the postings in your MBBS, or you have somehow managed the internship. I hope you can understand. So my sincere advice and request to all the MBBS students who are watching this video is try to attend the postings, clinical postings in dermatology department when you are in MBBS. Try to don't skip the postings in your internship. Okay, don't select some other branch which you might feel does not have any work during the internship. By rejecting the subject dermatology as your internship subject. So now, taking the consideration of life of pi, we will see the example how you have done all this. And yeah, during your preparation, study with the intention to help your future patients. That would make your success more necessary than just a matter of luck. So this is for all the students who are preparing now, by sitting post intern, or those who are actually MBBS students. And yes, so this is the life of pi story of the students who have given the exam, got great ranks, and awaiting the counseling. So you have completed the voyage yourself. So it's a very difficult journey and you have completed it, and now you are almost in a state of bedridden state. You are frustrated, tired, and now you should make a thought about the subject which you have to take. So I will say exam, reading for the exam, preparing for the exam, revising and getting a rank is on one side, and taking up a proper seat from a proper college is an another thing. So both of these are very very important according to me. So you should be very very careful. And all the MBBS students, they are enjoying this video most likely. So I will make it very funny video, so you can watch this till the end to understand the nuances of dermatology as a subject. And definitely in this video I am not going to tell you why you should not take other subjects, or why you should take this particular subject and all. I can't in proper terms explain or say to you that this is a subject for you. Okay, I cannot tell that, but I can definitely guide you. Okay, why you can take dermatology, and what are all the things which dermatology has to offer you. And also, if you have done your internship properly, then you will be in a position to know which is the subject which you should definitely not take. Okay, so at least that much clarity you must have, otherwise you will be stuck with a subject for your lifetime, okay, which you don't like. And here you can see this is where dermatology stands, where the initial point you can see that you have to be very studious to get into this branch. So definitely yes, it is not going to have any super specialization, but yes, you need to be updated regarding the treatment modalities which are progressing each and every day. And you can see here some of the pointers are there. So if you are not completely into interested into surgical branch, and if you are okay with the patient interaction, then you are the dermatology guy. Okay, otherwise you can take a screenshot of this and you can check out which other subject do you like. And yes, so nobody can actually tell you what is the subject which you must do. So अंदर से आवाज आती है. So that's what you should remember. The subject of your liking will definitely it will hit you hard, and you are not going to leave that subject if you really love that subject. So these are some of the other flow charts, and these are some of the views, okay, of the few students. As I have already told you, yes, in the dermatology subject there are no super specialization. So if in case you are tired, frustrated by revisions, and you feel that मेरे से नहीं हो पाएगा, then dermatology is a subject which is a end branch. Okay, it's an end branch. but not completely an end branch. Let us see why is it not completely an end branch. But yes, if you ask me about other subjects, so few students are asking, so please remember that I can be a spectator of a sport, but definitely not a player. So I can just give you my views regarding other subjects which might not be completely true. So if in case you are having a doubt regarding radiology, please try to ask radiology faculty. If you have a doubt regarding pathology, try to ask in person with the pathologist, talk to them, or those who are doing job in the medical college, or those who are doing consultations, or those who are into polyclinic, working hand in hand with radiologists, or if you are interested in pharmacology, talk to a pharmacologist, go to a medical college. So this is very very important. Why? Because no subject is inferior or no subject is superior to others. Okay, I will tell you in the upcoming slides. And you may not agree with what all I tell you, and you may not like what all I tell you. So you are free to give a like to this video, or you can also dislike this video if you do not agree to me. But yes, you can be right on the basis of your past, and I can be right on the basis of my experiences. So let's get into the details regarding this subject, dermatology per se. Coming to the patient interaction, so if you are a person who likes to interact with the patients, who likes to talk with the patient, who likes to hear from the patients and also speak to them, counsel them, then yes, dermatology is the subject. So you can see already here, this is what is mentioned after which you are going to take up the dermatology subject. So this we have already seen. So you can give some hope, a ray of hope to the patients who are very much distressed, and they are going to find the comfort with your words and counseling. So definitely, initially you may not have so many of the patients, but with the word of mouth, you are going to become famous in your place. So this is regarding the patient interaction, the first thing which you are going to have in dermatology subject and do not have in other subjects, like for example radiology, which is also a branch specialty which usually toppers are going to opt for. So this is the one difference. And the next one which I want to tell you is the life and work balance. Work life balance is very beautifully possible in dermatology subject. Why? Because so in derma subject, the maximum number of hours which you might work is 12 to 14 hours. Usually it will be 8 hours shifts, and maximum to maximum depending upon the number of pages and number of the patient load and number of faculty, the call, if at all there is on call duty, it might be once a week or even once a month in few of the institutes, and there will be a lot of free time left. But don't feel so much of happy by looking at the free time. So please remember that yes, dermatology subject is definitely very challenging. Despite the lesions they will be present on the skin, and they will be in front of your eyes, but still, to diagnose a particular case, you need to have a thorough knowledge which is going to come from the academics which you are going to take up. That is the case presentations, the journal clubs, and also the recent updates and discussions with your colleagues, discussions with your faculty members. So this is what is to be done during your residency. Otherwise, after completion of the residency, this is not going to be possible. And yes, if you have some interests in extracurricular activities, like for example music or any sports, that thing can also be done in your free time which will be left. And also, if in case you are married, then also the family can be taken care of very well. The balance can be very easily maintained if the subject is dermatology. And coming to other subjects, and that too mostly clinical subjects, these work-life balance is slightly in an imbalanced situation. Why? Because the duties are going to be 24 to 36 hours during your residency, and not only that, post completion of your residency also, you might be like for example in surgical branch where we do not know when a emergency case may be posted for OT. If you are an anesthetist, then also the same case. If you are a gynecologist, then definitely deliveries can happen 24/7. So not only during your residency but also post resident completion of your residency and joining as an SR or assistant professor or professor also, you are going to have some time crunch when compared to the dermatology as a subject. And coming to the third thing, okay, as I've already explained in the previous scenario, that is the emergencies. The emergencies are almost, we can say, nearly the emergencies are zero, and most likely the emergencies are related to stress. So we can say the dermatology branch is comparatively very less stressful when compared to other specialities. Okay, so there are certain emergencies definitely in dermatology also, like for example in drug reactions you might have read Steven-Johnson syndrome, toxic epidermal necrolysis, and histamine related disorders like for example angioedema, and vesiculobullous disorders like for example pemphigus vulgaris and bullous pemphigoid, and acute skin failure, that is erythroderma. So all these are emergencies, and you might have to face them, but definitely it is not going to be like other branches which are going to definitely have the emergencies. Okay, and but this could be a good thing for those students who want that adrenaline rush, or those who really love that stressful life, have seen and those who want this stress on a daily basis, which is the cup of their tea, then definitely you can opt for the other subjects apart from dermatology. And many students, they have a false impression that dermatology, not only students but past examiners in other subjects, they feel that dermatology is a branch of creams and lotions and treating acne and all, but contrary to this belief, so the dermatology, venereology and leprosy is the subject. It's not just dermatology or skin. So you can see the dermatology proper, there are conditions like papillosquamous disorder, psoriasis. Patients may come in pustular psoriasis, they can come in erythrodermic psoriasis, vesiculobullous disorders I have already told you, connective tissue disorder, systemic lupus erythematosus, dermatomyositis. So the patients can present to us acutely with other systemic manifestations as well. Okay, and and the treatment of these is definitely very challenging at times. Okay, not always, but yes, at times it might be very challenging with all the systemic modalities to be administered to the patients. And venereally, of course, sexually transmitted disease, herpes, chancroid, LGV, donovanosis, herpes, all these are there, and HIV management also comes under the realm of dermatology, and NACO and the kits and the management of all the sexually transmitted diseases. And of course leprosy as a proper infectious disease is completely dealt by with dermatologists. And you can see the list of medications, all these are going to be read by us and thoroughly understood and administered to the patients. So it's don't be under the false impression that dermatology is only creams and some lotions application over the body. Okay, and now this branch of aesthetics is coming uh, into the picture. It has a bright future, because of which dermatology is going to change even more further. So it is going to have lasers, MNRF machines and various other technologies which might be developed. So sky is the limit for dermatology subject. So don't think that derma is a very small branch. And also coming to the next point, which is the job satisfaction. So job satisfaction is also great in dermatology subject. Why? Because so results might not be instant in the derma subject, but they are most of the times very immensely satisfying. The patients are going to be very happy, so much happy that they might come for a follow-up with some gifts for you. And also not only that, if the patient is very happy, then by the word of the mouth they will talk and they will say about you among the other uh, you know persons, whoever is having any dermatology problem, they are going to suggest your name as a reference. Okay, so these are the things which can happen. And yes, there are two things actually, broad things which you must know. One is clinical dermatology and the other one is aesthetic or cosmetic dermatology. Okay, so you should know first of all what is the nomenclature we should give to the persons who come to us with the different problems. So the persons who come to us with the clinical dermatological problems, they should be called as patients, and those with aesthetic or cosmetic dermatology related issues, when they come to us, they are called as clients rather than patients. What is the difference is because in clinical dermatology, the person is having some abnormality in their body. It could be infection or it could be anything, hair related issues or nail related issues. But in aesthetics or cosmetic dermatology, they are not patients, but they actually want a betterment of their appearance. So they want some procedures like fillers, botox, because of which they are going to uh, look even more beautiful. Okay, despite I will say that beauty cannot be actually explained, there is no proper definition of the beauty if you ask me. But yes, few of the persons, they feel that they will look beautiful if they get that filler, or they look beautiful if they get that botox injection. So when compared to these two kinds of patients, definitely we can say clinical dermatology, that is those who come to us as patients. If we treat them and if we give our management protocols to these patients, they are going to be very very happy and they are going to be very very satisfied, and that satisfaction also will be reflected in us also. But usually cosmetic dermatology, the patients who come for these treatments, usually they will not be very much satisfied by whatever treatment modalities we are going to offer them. And the next thing is, yes, if you think that dermatology is completely aloof, it is not having any relation to other subjects, then you are mistaken. So it is basically a mixture of medical as well as surgical branches. So you might be wondering, how is this possible? Why? Because dermatology is actually a spectrum. So you might have read in your leprosy, it's a spectrum from TT type of Hansen's to LL type of Hansen's. So just like the dermatology as a subject is also a spectrum, where we can also have a scalpel at one end, and also we can have capsules and creams and lotions at the other end. So let us look into this particular thing. So just like medicine, where you need to take the history, examine, and ultimately diagnose a patient and treat. So likewise here also, a few conditions will present to us as lesions over the skin, which will be present right in front of our eyes, for which we are going to give the treatment according to the diagnosis which we think. So this can range from very subtle trivial diagnosis like acne vulgaris to the life threatening conditions like which I have already told you: erythroderma, vesicular bullous disorders, and drug reactions. Okay, so the eyes may look, so you might think that the diagnosis, the lesions are present in front of us, but if you cannot take a proper history and if you cannot examine the patient thoroughly, that is the sites which are involved, the type of lesions which are present, and the family history and all, and also examination of other systems and lymph nodes. So these are all will be discussed in detailed fashion in other videos. But yes, definitely it is not just eyes which are going to diagnose something. You should also have that knowledge in your brain, that is you should be academically sound, and you should have a proper updated knowledge about the lesions which are looking and the disease which is actually manifesting in the form of those lesions. Why? Because if your brain knows it, only then the eyes can see that. And yes, the this dermatology need not always be only dermatology. It can have relationship with rheumatology, like for example connective tissue disorder, systemic lupus erythematosus, dermatomyositis, scleroderma. So in certain cases it might need some kind of a detective work, where we are going to take the help of dermatology dermatopathology, that is a skin biopsy. And dermatopathology in itself is we can say a fellowship or super specialization post dermatology. So I will talk about this in upcoming slides. And yes, not only medical but also surgical touch is also there to dermatology, which I have already tried to explain, showing you a spectrum as a picture. So this is called as dermatosurgery. And this dermatosurgery is also again a vast, we can say a super specialization post dermatology. And there are actually talks to make this dermatosurgery as a separate super specialization post dermatology. So coming to the rheumatology and dermatology combination, so some patients we have to work with a rheumatologist, and only with the multi-pronged approach we can properly treat the patients. Okay. So you can see Dr. Jaydev Betkarur sir, my HOD when I was in JSS Medical College. Sir is the president for IADVEL, Indian Academy of Dermatology, Venereology and Leprosy, and under the guidance of Dr. Jaydev sir. So you can see there are various observerships, and also there are various fellowships in the same subject specialities. There are also fellowships, and you can see there are various subspecialties. HIV medicine, so post dermatology we can do observerships: laser and aesthetic dermatology, dermatosurgery, aesthetic dermatology, dermatopathology. So I was telling you that you have to do a detective work to diagnose certain cases which will be difficult to diagnose only clinically, so we have to take the help of pathologists. So in the dermatopathology, the dermatologists themselves are going to learn the pathological nuances related to dermatological conditions. So you can see laser and aesthetics, yes, urticaria, and we have seen all this, yes. So immunofluorescence, so you might have read direct immunofluorescence, indirect immunofluorescence, importance in vesicular bullous disorders while you are preparing for the NEET and INSET exams. And yes, of course, pediatric dermatology also has an observership, and yes, leprosy, and also lasers and hair transplant, so phototherapy. So these are all the observerships which are available. Dermatoscopy, okay, and also photodermatology. So the future and scope is not just limited to dermatology. Okay, so there are various procedures in dermatosurgery, like for example you might remember intralesional steroids in your alopecia areata, derma rollers for androgenetic alopecia or acne scars, and microneedling, radiofrequency cryotherapy, dermabrasion, electrocautery, radiofrequency cauterization, peeling, chemical peels, and various types of lasers. So you can clearly understand how much dermatosurgery can be learned apart from just the clinical dermatology by looking at the book AXI. Its name is called AXI. So it comes in 2 volumes. It is basically completely dermatosurgery oriented textbook. And if you wish to have a video related to how to read for the residency during the residency in dermatology subject, just comment derma books in the comments below. So with this you can understand that the scope and the future of the dermatology subject are very, very bright. Okay, it's not just limited to some creams or some lotions, or not only just to some capsules, but it is beyond this. Sky is the limit. So now by looking at all this, if you are thinking that after you take dermatology, after you step out of the dermatology corridor, then money will be showering over you, then so I will try to tell you how can the money shower on you, and how can not the money shower on you. Okay, so before that, I want to tell you the some of the words of George Bernard Shaw. So there is only one religion, though there are 100 versions of it. So likewise, there is only one goal for all of the MBBS students, and what is that? And yes, help our patients. Though there are 19 subjects. So again, I want to reinforce that nothing is superior, nothing is inferior in our curriculum. And one should not think my subject alone is great. No, that is a very wrong way of thinking. Others are not great, so this is wrong. All 19 subjects have their importance in the ultimate goal. What is the ultimate goal? Is to help out the patients. it's just your call to select the subject of your choice. So you should select the subject which is interesting and exciting to you. That's what you must remember. So again, I want to tell you that you can become an anatomist, and you can make a lot of difference in the field of anatomy. So you can see this is a person who is actually trying to make a atlas for anatomy students and also all the MBBS students. And you may become a great microbiologist or a pathologist or a pharmacist, pharmacologist. Do not always think that radiology or dermatology are the only subjects which are going to be paid off well. So let us talk some practical points regarding the salary or money matters. So if you want a fixed salary, then definitely after dermatology, you should think about medical colleges before you join the dermatology residency. Why? Because in corporate setup, so you after coming out of the derma residency are not known to many of the patients, so they do not know about you. So it takes some time for you to gain your name in the community, in a nearby community near your residency. So definitely it will take some time. So usually corporate setup, how they are going to work is they that is hospitals I'm talking about, they are going to pay you depending upon the OPD which you are looking after, or depending upon the hours for which you are working, or they are going to give you the salary or incentives depending upon how many patients you are looking in a day. So this is what is the corporate setup going to work. It is not going to be that you are going to sit for so many hours and the corporate setup is going to give you so many number of thousands. Okay, so that is not the case. But in case of medical colleges, so if you join as a senior resident, you are going to get anywhere between 40,000 to 90,000 depending upon the place where you are going to take up this SR ship. So in the north usually it is going to be a higher pay when compared to the south. Okay, usually it is what is noticed. Okay, and yes, after you join medical college, for example, if you want some more money, then what you can do is you can join some peripherals, or you can treat the patients in villages. By going to villages, you can spend 1 or 2 days in a week, and you can attend those patients in villages, or those who are not very near to the cities. So with this you can get both money, some additional money, and also the exposure to the cases. So you should understand that so ultimately you have to treat the patients who are having the diseases. So those diseases can be common disease or uncommon disease. So the most important things which you should be able to diagnose are common presentations of common skin diseases, and also uncommon presentations of the common skin disease. So these are the two things which are must to be known by dermatologists. And also if there are some common presentations of some uncommon diseases, so these all you will get to know during your derma residency. I am just giving you a overview in this video that these kind of situations you should be in a position to diagnose. So what is my take on this is, if you are okay, so there may be third scenario whereby you have a lot of money which you can invest after you complete your residency. Then I will show you how that approach can be made. But before that, yes, the first scenario, if you want money, quick money, and that too in a fixed way, then you can join the medical colleges. Or if you're okay with the experimentation in a corporate setup in the morning time, and in the evening time you want to make a clinic, make a name of yourself in your near your residency, then the second option is joining a corporate setup. You can also join it as a full time as a dermatology specialist. Then what is the problem is, one problem is that you your name might not be very well known, but the you are going to only help the corporate setup to gain its name. Okay, that's one thing which can happen. So this is a very detailed thing which actually needs one more video. So if you are interested, just type below what you will type, yeah, corporate setup and future. So this thing you type in the comment section. I will try to make another video only related to this issue. Okay, so what is the third thing which is possible is you can make your own setup. Okay, you can make your own setup, but then I would suggest you, if you are already having some money which you can invest, then yes, you can happily do this straight away after you step out of the medical college, after you complete your MD, MS or DNB. But otherwise, what I would suggest you is join in a medical college, so that you can gain some knowledge and you can get the SR ship. Slowly you can gain the money, and also you slowly invest in your own setup. So I would suggest you should also have your own setup. But yes, this third thing, third option which I was telling actually is the own setup. If you are having a lot of money, you can straight away buy phototherapy, you can straight away buy, you can make a OT setup for hair transplants. You can also buy the lasers which are the latest versions available in the market, and you can directly serve the patients whatever issues they have. You can take care of all those things. But otherwise, if you are from a middle class and if you wish to get the money and invest it in the dermatology branch, then join some medical college or corporate setup, earn money slowly and try to also get name in your own clinic. Buy some peels initially, do some peels, do some procedures which are not very costly, like for example platelet rich plasma, or we can say electrocautery, RFC. So slowly gain the money, and then you can be so much independent that you can also think of buying some laser machine all by yourself. Okay, so this is all about my experiences and my perspective related to dermatology subject. So now let us see what are all the important frequently asked questions which are actually sent by the students to me in Telegram. So some students told me that, sir, should we be like hero, protagonist and heroine in movies, only after which the patients will come to us? Definitely no, guys. So if we look like heroes and if we are so beautiful and handsome, then why will we why will be he doing dermatology or any, for that matter, any other subject? We will straight away go into the movies. So that's not the case. So it's and also, as I've already told you, beauty is not beauty cannot be defined. Actually, beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder. Okay, so uh, so don't bother about these. Are some of the myths which are actually propagated somehow in the students. And the other one, oh my god, this is another one. So you can see one of the student, I don't want to disclose the names and all. So you can see that they are having, this student is having hairline thinning and also a lot of hair thinning, and hairline recession is there. So that is androgenetic alopecia features are there. So the student is asking whether dermatology branch can be taken by me, or I should not take the dermatology branch. Then for this, what I want to say is, so do not bother about these things. The patients are going to look at, definitely they will ask you, sir, if so if a patient androgenetic alopecia comes to you and you are giving some treatment, then the patient might ask you, sir, if this modality is really so much helpful, why haven't you tried this modality? So yes, that question and all might come. But yes, definitely, if I would suggest you is, if you are in your initial stages of androgenetic alopecia and if you want to opt dermatology, then you can as well start minoxidil. You can get the platelet rich plasma. You can get the derma roller treatments in your derma while you are doing your derma residency itself. And also as a last resort, you can also think about hair transplant. Okay, so all these options are there. So why should you worry about this unnecessary myth? That is, if you are actually having some derma issue, you cannot take dermatology. This is absolute myth. Okay, don't even bother about this. And some other students are having some frequently asked questions. You can see a rank is obtained by one of the students, a great rank actually. So they are having a doubt whether to take a seat from north or whether to take a seat from south. So my advice will be, I don't want to name any college, but one thing I can tell you surely, that if you are getting a government medical college which is having a good number of OPD and which is having a good academics, that is in the afternoon, usually it has to be academic session, that is it should be journal club, or it should be some presentations, or it should be case presentations, or any of this sort. If these things are there, and along with that you should also try to ask a doctor who is actually doing their residency in the college which you want to join. What you should ask is whether the department of dermatology is having a good vibes in that college or not. So what do I mean by good vibes? So that is a teacher or professors, whether they are having some inclination towards some research work, or about the recent updates, whether they are interested in that, or whether they are just writing some steroid creams and some levocetirizine and that's it. They are not interested in the dermatology, they are not interested in updates. So try to identify which is that college which is having the good vibes, that is those who are interested in the updates, those who are inclined to some surgical procedures in dermatology, or those who are interested in the research work. So you should try to make this and I would suggest, definitely while you are filling the choices, try to do at least this much of research related to the medical college which you want to take. And yeah, so you can see this student has asked some of the queries, and I think I have answered most of them. So you can see here that this particular student wants some clinical field. Then definitely I would, if you are having a doubt between radiology and dermatology, definitely opt for dermatology if in case you are having this particular doubt. Why? Because in radiology, for most of the times, the interaction between a patient and a radiologist is not going to be there. So I would suggest you to take up dermatology. And coming to the next things, that is middle class family as of now. So I hope I gave you some info regarding this in my previous slides, whereby I have told you how to approach the medical colleges corporate setup and your own setup. So you can be slow, but you can achieve whatever you want. Okay, so that thing I will try to explain in the coming slides. And also dermatopathology, yes, after the completion of the dermatology MD and DNB, you can do the fellowship in dermatopathology. And yes, you can also keep a setup of your own post completion of the dermatology. And yes, slow and steady wins the race, and start small. Do only clinical dermatology, that is the dermatology for which no procedures are needed, and you will slowly gain some what you can say knowledge, and also more publicity, and you can also earn some amount of money, decent amount of money, so that you can start your own dermatosurgical procedures also. So start small and become big. So believe in God. So miracles will happen, but yes, it will take time. And yes, with your knowledge which you gained in the 3 years or 2 years in the case of diploma in dermatology subject, and some prescription paper, you can make your own setup. It's a very much possible to do this particular setup with not much of investment. And if in case you want some other aids for diagnosis, you can take the help of magnifying lens, dermatoscope, or a Woods lamp also. Okay, so these are the ones. And also you can take the help of skin biopsies. And of course, as I've already told you, you can do the chemical peels, and you can do the platelet rich plasma. These are other techniques. And yes, finally, when you are when you have reached to certain level where you can independently practice, then definitely you can also buy your own equipment, lasers, and you can do perform some procedures. So this is my madam, Dr. Vinuta madam, from JSS Medical College. This is a picture from JSS. And you can also see some of my colleagues who have actually, done diploma. When I was doing diploma, they were my colleagues. You can see they have, started their own setup, and they have made their own clinics. And these are some of the other, Dr. Ranjan is the name of this person who is right now practicing in Karnataka. And this is Dr. Vinay. And this is another Vinay, Dr. Vinay Gowda, who is practicing right now in Karnataka. So now coming to some of the queries regarding DNB and MDMS. So what is my experience or my take on this is, so basically, if you want to keep your own clinic, or for that matter if you want to join in corporate setup also, the income and all, they are going to be the same. So usually most residents in corporate setup, they will even more like a person who has done a DNB. They will prefer a person who has done a DNB rather than MDMS. So it might be for reasons because a DNB usually has a you know a touch of corporate setup rather than the MDMS student. Maybe that could be the reason, but otherwise knowledge wise, competency wise, MD and DNB are almost the same. There is no difference except for certain rules. So what are those rules, I will tell. But before that, coming to the most important thing, that is what patients think. Patients don't give a to what the doctor has done. So all that they need is whether this person who is sitting in front of me, who is listening to me, whether he can diagnose my condition, whether he or she can treat my condition. That's it. The patients don't look at whether the name board is having MD or MS, DNB, diploma, or whether he's wearing a gold medal in his neck. They don't care. They don't give a damn to these things. All that they want is whether you are able whether you are able to hear to them, whether you are able to counsel them, whether you are able to diagnose and treat them. That's the only thing which matters finally, at the end of the day. And yes, regarding the MDMS DNB differences, so senior residency rules, okay, so to get promoted as assistant professor, so you should do senior residency, and in some states the SRship of 1 year is sufficient in the case of DNB, and in certain other states you might have to do 2 or 3 years of SRship post DNB. So this may change year after year. So in 2022, that is this year, it might be one type of rule, and in the next 2-3 years it might change. So always try to get some updated data regarding this from some websites, okay. And I will try to post if I know about any such website which has this particular data. And one thing which I get as DM in Telegram is whether to opt this state, whether to opt that state, whether to opt DNB when we are getting a state MDMS from a state where there is a bond, and a DNB where there will not be any bond. So in DNB there will not be any bonds. So I would suggest you to avoid the states which are having the bonds. Why? Because it might be issue at a later date, after if in case you are moved right now during the joining of the residency, maybe that you will do the bond, and you will later on start your practice. But maybe after the marriage, your situations may change, and you may have to break the bond, in which case you have to pay a hefty amount of money to break the bond. So always be free, independent, and try to take that state, take the branch from that state, whatever subject it may be, whichever you like. So try to take it from that state which does not have a bond. Usually that will be a better thing which you can do. And one more doubt which I get from students is, yes sir, the dermatology subject is saturated, there are so many dermatologists, if you throw a coin into there, it will go into the pockets of a dermatologist. So that those so many dermatologists are there, so what should you do? So please remember that how much ever saturated a field may seem to be, but likewise the patients also are going to increase. And one more thing is, in dermatology there are very less seats and there is a cutthroat competition. So you can imagine that the dermatologists who are coming out after the completion of the residency are actually very less. And so you are going to, if you try to fish, so this is just for an example, if you are the dermatologist who is fishing, and the fishes are the opportunities, that is the patient. I don't want to mean that the patients are some fishes or not, fishes or something else. So I'm just trying to tell you, if in case you keep a setup of dermatology and you are looking for the patients, new patients to come to you, there will be definitely some patients who are going to come to you. So the opportunities are limitless. And actually it is a good thing that if the area in which you are trying to do a practice, if in that area many dermatologists are there, that is actually a good thing and that is a normal thing. It is called as hoteling's model of model of space. So you need not go into the details of all those things. So all you need to understand is that there is going to be some interdependence when you compare the competition. So usually the competition, if it is located in one spot in a concentrated way, that is actually a good thing. Okay, so this is called Nash equilibrium. So these are all hi-fi things, you need not know all those things. And finally, what I want to say is that listen to everyone and learn from everyone, because nobody knows everything, but yes, everyone knows something. Oh, and one more thing which you must remember is, the ultimate decision is yours. Why? Because you are the one who should live with the branch which you are taking. Nobody else, your friends, your relatives, your rishtedar, everyone may say one or the other, but they are not going to stay with the subject which you are going to opt. So choose wisely whatever branch which is going to excite you, whatever branch you feel that you are going to enjoy. And yes, you are going to practice it, and daily you are going to be in touch with that branch. And also remember that you should put your 100% sincere efforts into that branch, and give your best to help your patients uh, get the health which is their right actually. And this is how you are going to also get the not only jabe satisfaction, that is money satisfaction, but also you are going to get good job satisfaction. So just remember, if in case you are MBBS student, so all your future patients are waiting for your helping hands. And also those who are awaiting the counseling, also remember, whatever branch you take, so all your future patients are waiting for your helping hand. So that is what you must remember. Whatever in the 19 subjects, you can take any subject, but just remember that you are going to help the patients to be healthy and happy. And I hope that all of you have enjoyed this video and the insights, and I will try to put this video as in the form of timestamps, so that you can easily skip to the sections which are actually your interest. And I hope you remember this movie Three Idiots and this scene at the end, that is the friends who actually need some guidance. So if in case you have any such friends, colleagues, juniors, seniors who need this type of explanation about the dermatology subject, please take some time and do share this video to all those colleagues. And yes, if you have liked this guys, please do hit that like button, and also you can join all my groups, they are there in the description link. Thank you so much for watching the video till this point. Do remember to like this video, and do subscribe, hit that red subscribe button, and also hit that bell icon so that you are going to get the notifications of the videos whichever I am going to make in the future. And I hope you are going to take a seat, a branch, a specialty of your interest or the subject which excites you and which is your passion, for which you can work till your last breath. So that is the ultimate thing, and you can enjoy the subject as such. And you should remember that the subject which you are taking is actually a invisible companion, an invisible spouse, which is going to live with you till the last breath. Okay, so remember this and take a very very proper decision while you are opting for whatever subject. And yes, for dermatology related queries, I have made this video dedicated. If in case you are having any more queries, you can feel free to put your doubts, queries, feedback, suggestions in the comment section below. So that's it, friends. Myself, Dr. Madinen Srinivas, certified dermatologist from India. I really enjoyed this particular session, and that's it in this video, guys. So happy learning dermatology. And if in case you join a dermatology residency, please put in the comment section that you have joined derma residency, and also put where you have joined. And if you want any kind of help related to dermatology, you can feel free to ask me. I will be easily available on Telegram. So that's it, guys. So happy learning dermatology. Sarvam Sri Krishna Arpanam. Sarve Jana Sukhino Bhavantu. Thank you so much. Bye bye.